Our first reader of the second act is Ken Wenger. He likes to say he wears his Woodstock environment draped upon him like a favorite coat, warm, toasty, and cool. Between making art, music, and writing the occasional short story, he spends most of his time developing, co-designing, and building high-design homes right here in the Woodstock area. Ken Wenger.
Sitting on the wide front porch of a B&B in Spring Lake, New Jersey, somewhere between my second and third glass of Chardonnay, I told my wife I wanted to donate my kidney to a complete stranger. So years ago, I had a coworker who I really liked. She was very sharp and had an interesting backstory. Teresa had been accepted to Yale, and while dithering the summer between college, she got knocked up by her new boyfriend, a recent Panamanian immigrant to the US who, by the way, had also been accepted to Yale. Not to be deterred, she gave birth to her baby while still a freshman. She and her boyfriend, people called him JD, married while sophomores and had their second child before they even graduated. When I met her, they already had 10 children. Now I'm thinking, that's a lot of babies coming from that same body, but what do I know? In any event, one day she was out of the office, and when she got back, I asked her if she was okay. Said her husband was in the hospital. How come? Has an infection in his arm. Geez, what caused that? She told me it was from the dialysis. What? How long has he been on dialysis? 4 years. Holy shit. Well, I gotta tell you, that's a long time to be on dialysis. So that was weighing on my mind a couple of weeks later when, after said glasses of wine, I told Kristen, my wife, that I wanted to donate a kidney to this man who I'd never met. I just felt I had no choice. When you can do good, you should do good, and I knew I had to do good. Kristen assumed I wouldn't be a match, so she was relatively supportive. As part of the process, I had to go for a psych evaluation. My wife was shocked because I passed it. Had a cardiac stress test, passed that. Now Kristen was getting really nervous. Went into the hospital for some sort of a nuclear blood test. That was interesting. Had me on a table with my arm outstretched a bit out of my peripheral vision. The tech warned me there might be a warm sensation. A few minutes later, he came running in and asking me, "What's your name? Do you know where you are? Blah, blah, blah." Sure. What's up? The line had popped out, and I was bleeding out on the floor. Sweet. This whole process took months. The night before the operation, I was sitting in my hot tub, smoking a cigar and thinking, what the fuck did I get myself into? Then I thought about the lesson I would be teaching my daughter, how I could save someone else's father with just some personal inconvenience. And that's all the donation was. It was a major inconvenience for me, but a life-changing event for JD and his family. How could I not help? All I asked from Teresa and JD was a case of some good wine and that they would vote for Hillary. Turned out their idea of good wine and mine were not exactly the same. Turns out they didn't vote for Hillary either. So I don't remember this, but Kristen told me the first words I uttered after the surgery were, "I can't believe I gave my kidney to a Republican." As I was released a few days later, Kristen and I paid a visit to JD, who had to spend a few more days in the hospital. He already looked like a different man. As we were leaving, he said, "Thank you for letting me see my children grow up." Now, I occasionally saw JD over the years, and he always greeted me with, "Hello, my brother from another mother." Years later, I received a letter from one of his daughters who told me she had tried to write me on several occasions, but hadn't been able to figure out just how to thank me. For me, it was a moment. I made a choice, life went on.